Hello again, farmers. I am Jim Bob. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another mod spotlight. And today we're going to be looking at the LPG Mountain Halls package by FQC Art. Now, these were released on the console mod hub today, and as you can see, we have 3 different buildings as part of this package. They're all pretty good size. They're all, in terms of dimensions, they're all the same size. They all have different internal door layouts and different exterior lighting layouts, and we'll come to the exterior lighting in just a moment. But let's take a look at where they are in the mod menu. So once you've installed them, you'll find them here in the Placeable section. They are released under the Lizard brand, and as you can see, each one has its own variant. So variant 1 will cost you 7,460, variant 2 will cost you 5,730, and variant 3 will cost you 5,350. If you want to install them, you'll notice that they have cones showing on the mod. And these cones are showing where the lights on the exterior will shine. They're kind of pointing out where that exterior lighting is going to illuminate. And that's a really nice touch. I've not seen that before on the mod, where it actually shows you where the lighting is actually going to shine out. I think that's really nice to be able to actually see that. Kind of helps you identify quickly and easily where the doors are, because the lights are placed over the doors, and it also quite clearly makes it easier to see exactly where those lights will be lighting up and illuminating the ground. So let's take a closer look at each of these in a little bit more detail. This is variant number 1. So on the width side here we have a door. Now these are really great little doors because it's just a single button press, in this case circle, to open the door. You can step away, you don't have to hold the button down, it's a single press, door slides open, and it's a really smooth animation, and it's a really flush fit as well. There's no large gaps between the doors and the buildings as we have seen in the past. It's really tight and flush up against the building. It's a really smooth animation. We walk up and just close the door again, you can see it rolling along that guide arm there. Really, really nice to see that. And just a single button will open and close. As I said, there's no need to hold the button down. You can walk away, you can do what you need to. And here we are on the interior, and inside they look just as good. Really, really nicely laid out on the interior details. I love this roofing. This looks absolutely brilliant. And we've got these nice kind of concrete block style lattices with these supporting wall sections here. Really, really do like the look of this. And we do have working interior lighting as well. Each of these will have at least 1 interior light switch. Some will have 2, maybe even 3 light switches. And you can see that the lights, the way they're positioned, they are bright enough to fully illuminate the interior here. Really, really comfortably. So variant 1 has a door either side, and then on this long wall here we have 2 doors. They're all functioning doors, they all work in exactly the same way. The ones on this side are rolling double doors, the ones on the ends are rolling single doors. And there you can see the spotlights over the doors. We have one there as well, and one on that side. And every building has one of these little boxes on the end as well. These are just a little bit of scenic addition. They don't actually do anything, but it just adds a little bit more character to the buildings. So this is variant number 1. Let's take a look at variant number 2. So here we go with variant number 2. Again, same exact style, same construction. Even the drain pipes look good. Really like these. Again, we have our little red box on the side. This is our kind of like our power junction box here. And it's also got a fire extinguisher on the interior by the look of it, maybe. Again, we have functioning double doors. And variant 2 has a double door on one of each side here. So we don't have anything on these ends here, but on the long walls, each one has a single rolling double door. Once again, we have working interior lights as well. Same positioning. So 2 lights in the middle that illuminate the entire building. and both light switches will work. And of course we have spotlights over each of the doors as well. Building number 3 has again its own slightly unique layout. So again we have the spotlight over the door. We have a rolling double door on the long side, and on one of the short sides we have a rolling single door. And once again we have fully functioning interior lighting, switches on both doors. So these are really nicely designed and really nicely put together buildings. I think these are some of the nicest buildings that we've seen so far. I really do. I mean, just they work so nicely, and you can see, as I said, I've already mentioned this, but I'm going to mention it again because I think it needs to be said. Look how flush these sit against the wall. We don't have large gaps that we saw with the other lizard sheds that were released quite a long time ago. Let's see if we can find them. These ones here. These ones were nice, but their doors, you could tell they got in the way of each other. They weren't necessarily thought out amazingly well, and you could tell that the doors just hung off and didn't quite look right. We don't have any of those issues with these. The layout of the doors is really cleverly thought out. The functioning of the doors is really nice. And they work really well. I absolutely love these buildings. Now, as you can see, we do have exterior lighting, and there aren't any switches anywhere on the buildings to activate the exterior lighting, because the exterior lighting is time-based. So let's just skip ahead a little bit and we'll see those come on automatically. So here we are, it's getting darker. You can see the sun is setting, darkness is starting to roll in, and as the clock approaches 9 o'clock, there come the lights automatically. And all of the exterior lights will turn on, and we get that lovely spotlight effect on the ground. So if we take a quick tour around here, you can see all of the exterior lights just automatically come on at 9 o'clock. I think that's lovely. I love these lights. They're not overpowering on the exterior, so they don't light up a huge area. They are very focused on where the doors are. I really like these lights. Really nice. If we close one of these doors just so we can see. There, you can kind of see they're there just to kind of highlight where your doors are, so you're not sort of scrambling around in the dark. Not so much of an issue on some of the maps, but on something like, say, Cobra, where it gets insanely dark very quickly, then obviously that is a great little useful addition. To be able to have a spotlight directly over the door like that, it just makes sense. To me, it's a really clever design touch. Now, I love the styling on these, as I said, and I think it's subtle enough that it could actually work on pretty much any map. I mean, there are probably one or two maps where these are not necessarily going to fit the same styling as the buildings on that farm. But for the most part, I think pretty much any map will actually be able to take these and actually look pretty good and won't look out of place. In terms of size, they are quite big, so you will obviously have to be very wary of size constraints depending on which farm it is that you're running and you want to put these onto. Some yards can be quite crowded. Some areas cannot necessarily support a building, as big as this. But you have 3 different configurations, so you have options. You might have a building where you don't have a lot of space just here, but you do have space, to sort of slide this into the side of a hedge or into some trees maybe. You could have some trees along here and just have access from, say, this point forward. That's all you really need, because you'd have an access door here and an access door there, and it doesn't necessarily matter if you can't access this part. As long as you can get in through your doors on this side, it doesn't necessarily matter. So you can be a little bit creative with the way you place objects around them as well. I mean, you could line the side of this wall here with perhaps with seeding tanks, or some trees. You know, there's all sorts of ways that you could help, you know, blend them into the scenery, and into the map if you really, really wanted to. So I absolutely love these. I think they're fantastic. And on this map, on my Big Bud Farm map here, they do not look out of place whatsoever. Now I had planned on using something a little different for a future expansion that I'm working on for Big Bud Farm, and I may end up actually using some of these buildings because I absolutely love them. I think they're brilliant. So there we go. This is the LPG Mountain Halls pack by FQC Art. They're available now on the console mod hub. I do highly, highly recommend that you download them and take a look for yourself. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I will catch you back on the channel very soon.